Pisces, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late October 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's put our palette down here. We're going to paint a beautiful picture. We're going to get right down to business. Start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our paintbrushes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Pisces collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Pisces gang in late October? And as you can see, Kyle Ross, aka Bob Ross, is back in business. We're going to paint a beautiful energetic picture today. But yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Pisces in late October. What's the vibe? Let's get this card out nice and quick for you, my friends. What do we got for Pisces? Oh, there we go. Thank you. Okay, cool. So this is Pisces energy if I've ever seen it. Okay. And I like it for that. It's like super dreamy, very creative and imaginative. And I know in recent weeks I've been getting a lot of oracle cards that are different than what Pisces usually gets, and it's like we're getting back to business. That's initially how this feels to me, because it's super imaginative and creative. I do really like this card. Now, before we fully get into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about this lovely piece of imagery. So we see this lady here in the purple dress. She has a mask on. There's this beautiful etheric background and the hot air balloons. To me, it looks and feels like a dream. So again, that might be a quick message for some of you. Watch your dreams. I know Pisces normally have very vivid internal worlds and dream states. So Spirit might just be saying, hey, watch your dreams, Pisces. You might be getting some really good information through there. But this is a really creative, beautiful type of energy whenever I see it. Now, that could be very good, but at the same time, there could be detrimental energies here. Now is a great time for any sort of creativity. So whether it's painting, whether it's writing, whether it's expressing yourself through music, any sort of creative outlet, highly favored in this time. And Pisces are normally very creative. But, big but, when I see this, it could also represent somebody that's daydreaming too much or thinking about something a little too much. Now, again, I'm not saying it's you. Could be somebody else, but this is kind of like a fantasy land. Okay? And again, there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of fantasy land escape from time to time, as long as you're not overthinking. That's like the vibe I get. So we're going to let her chill right there, and let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for Pisces gang. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled An Unexpected Situation. Now, that does happen from time to time, right? The universe could throw us a curveball, even if things are boring or mundane. Sometimes the universe is like, hey, try this on for size. And it did feel like that. And again, not every situation's a bad situation, but to me, it just felt out of the blue. So we're going to hope that energy clears up as we move through today. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Pisces gang in late October. What costume are you wearing this year, my good friend? I know a lot of Pisces are. That's part of being in Pisces gang. We like wearing costumes, right? Okay. All right, we're starting with the Lovers. I did see this card in the Cancer reading as well. And if you're not watching for romantic things, that's okay. The Lovers has many more meanings than just connections and love and relationships. It could be a beautiful energy. Let's get a couple more. What do we got for Pisces? The Sun. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. So we might be having like a full switch up from last week, Pisces. We might have some really claimable stuff. Let's get one more and we'll piece it together. And as usual, I'm going to try my best to stay neutral. Whoa, okay. So 10 of Cups. I mean, this is like the who's who, the big hitters of positive cards, honestly. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I look down over here. I see a beautiful mixture of elements, and I always like to look at the elements because it informs me how the energy is moving and in areas of life it might be affecting. And we start off with some air energy right there with the lovers. That's the realm of the mind, not imaginative so much. It's more like the logical, planned out mind, thought processes, information intake. It could also be communication when we have a lot of air energy. Then we have the fire right in the center. That's the realm of action, movement, passion, desire, drive, energy levels, vitality. All of those things are always in play when we have a lot of fire energy. And then back here, we ended off with the Pisces power element. We have water, the realm of creativity and emotion and personal connections. But the one thing I'll say that all of these cards share is they are all extremely positive leaning. Now, does that mean they're perfect? Absolutely not. No card is perfect. Every card has a downside, and we'll discuss all of it. But from what I'm seeing here, I'm quite optimistic about the things I'm seeing, especially as a Pisces rising. But let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number one, we start with the lovers. Now, it's a Gemini card, so maybe you're connected to Gemini. Maybe you have Gemini placements yourself. And I like it. Of course, it can represent lovers and partnerships, connections. It doesn't just have to be romantic, though. When I see this card, I think of soul ties. So whether it's a really good and dear friend, whether it's a family member where it's like, we just get each other. It's like we've lived multiple lives together. It's one of those. So I love the lovers for that. There's a strong history, a strong familiarity, even if this person is new in your life. Now, aside from that, sometimes this card could represent a choice or being at a crossroads because back in the day, this card used to be called the choice before it was changed to the lovers. So it's like, okay, I could go this way or that way. I can handle it this way or I can handle it that way. Similar to the Two of Wands. But another thing with this card, we can't forget the Archangel Raphael. That's right there. And I always say Raphael ties into healing, physical, emotional, mental. So if there's something you've been working through or healing from, this is really great energy. And if we're just looking at the general vibe, let's strip all of that away. When we look at the lover's general vibe, it's silky smooth, easy flowing, easy going. Now, what might be the issues? Um, the issues with this card do come more in the interpersonal relationships of someone that you care for, either going through a very difficult time or that you two might be on different frequencies at the moment. For another portion of you, it could be indecisiveness. Now, moving to the center, we have the best card in the whole entire deck. We got the sun. Okay, this ties to Leo, so maybe you have Leo placements or you're connected to one. But even if you're not, the sun is just beautiful. I connected to source, light, life, and love that shines down on us. It's just natural. It's inherent, beautiful soul connection. So it's really nice. Um, Aside from this optimism, aside from the wins and victories and blessings, there is a spiritual undertone to this as well. So all of these cards do have those spiritual ties, which is really nice. But what might be the downside if this is all wins and victories and blessings? The sun can sometimes be a little too intense. When I see it in a reading, it could represent information coming to the surface. It could represent revelations, aha moments, where things totally click into place and make sense. So that could be part of it. But a thing with the sun is the intensity of it. Sometimes the energy is just super intense. So whether it's a connection, whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, it's like I'm feeling something super intense when the sun is here. And nothing can hide under the rays of the sun. So we will look into it for sure. Now, moving to the back end, I'm not trying to get anyone all nervous. These are beautiful, beautiful cards, even if we do get some challenges in the clarifier. On the back end, we have one of the best cards in the deck. Once again, we have the Ten of Cups. This is a huge card of wish fulfillment. And you see the happy family, the rainbow, all the happy little trees in the background. This is one of the best cards there is. So wins, victories, and blessings once again. So it's like we're going from win on win on win. Win on blessing on victory. It's like it's all getting smushed together, and it's a great thing. Now, this card can also represent the home, living situation, family members, stuff like that. That could be of importance in this time right now. I do really like the Ten of Cups, but what might be the challenge of this if it's wish fulfillment and all that good stuff? When you turn this upside down, it could be someone that's feeling very, very intensely. So similar to the sun. So high highs, super high highs, and this energy can go low, low, and all those cups flip over and dump out. But again, we're not saying that's definitely the case, but there's just a really strong intensity to the overall energy here that I want to keep a very close eye on. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Pisces. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Pisces gang. What do we got in late October? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the lovers. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Pisces, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's see what the lovers have to say. Let's see what Archangel Raphael has for us. Let's get it going, please. Thank you. Ace of Wands. Wow. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is like a spark plug. This is explosive energy, but not necessarily in a bad way. I feel like it's explosive actually in a good way. So the Ace of Wands is very, very fiery, similar to the Sun. So when we have the fire air combination, it's like boom, click. It's like throwing gasoline onto flame. That's how this feels to me energetically right now, where it's like, whoa, whether this is explosive action coming in, because remember, the Ace of Wands is all about taking action. It could be a talk too, right? Because aces represent offers, opportunities, but also communication. So when we mix this fire and air, it's just like explosive. It's fireworks. It's electric, if that makes sense. So again, whether it's a connection with a person, or whether it's just an action you're about to take, or even a conversation, hopefully it's the good kind of explosive. But just know, like, maybe in this time things could intensify rather quickly. I'm not getting bad feelings off of this, but just keep it in mind. Maybe there is someone you're closely connected to, and maybe a situation or a conversation could get a little explosive. That could happen. But to me, it actually feels really good. It's also an offer, too, like an explosive offer. I'm loving the energy I'm feeling here. To me, it's just boom, popping off. It's like electric and fiery, and I just love how it feels. It's making me feel revitalized, if that makes sense. So if you've been a little down lately, I mean, hopefully there's a turnaround in that, but let's keep moving. I know it wasn't getting very specific, but it's like just energy coursing through my body. Let's go in on the sun. Maybe we'll get more detail here. So far, so good, Pisces. So far, so good. Hopefully. But why's the sun here? Yeah, all right. So we have the Two of Wands in reverse underneath the sun, and this is like one of those good surprises. Obviously a winner, a victory. So listen, the thing about the Two of Wands, to me, aside from the decisions and planning that it could be, remember I said earlier these two cards are similar. The Two of Wands is strategic. It's plan based. I'm going to plan my next steps. So when I see it in reverse underneath the sun, it's like I didn't even plan for this, but I'll gladly take it. So to me, obviously that falls into the category of unexpected or surprising wins and victories, which is beautiful and it's claimable. And I really like this. There could be certain things that go better than you even expect when we have this type of alignment. Now, the Two of Wands in reverse, the, the only caution I could give is that the energy is so intense that it might do things without really thinking it through. So, which I mean, it isn't always bad. Sometimes it's good to be a little spontaneous. But when we have this, and now we have this, the energy is just like living it up right now, and it's like, yeah, I'm not even going to think about it. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm going to do what I want. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. So it does feel fun. I appreciate it. I have Aries placements with my Pisces. I get it. I like this type of energy, but at the same time, it could get carried away. So again, unexpected victories and wins, I would say just don't let this energy get too carried away. I'll just leave it at that. Let's keep moving. Let's see what's up with the Ten of Cups. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Ten of Cups here for Pisces gang? Why is it in the mix? Okay. All right, so this is an energy that seems to loop. All right, I've seen this for other signs in recent weeks. I'm not sure if I've seen it for you. Um, Judgment in the upright represents change, okay, in its classic sense. I'm just trying to give you my thought process here, because to me it's an energy that's coming back. It's an energy that's looping. It's an energy that's circling the block. Um, so that could be good for a lot of you. For some of you, maybe not. Right? I guess it really depends. But whenever I see judgment in reverse, it's something that's touching base on something again, where it's like, all right, here we go again. Let's give it another go. So for some of you, it might be a situation where spirit just wants you to revisit it, or just give it another look, another set of eyes. That could be part of it. But for another portion of you, it could be a situation or even an individual that loops back around. And I don't feel like the energy is too mad here. Like the energy might be very welcoming. So you might reconnect with someone you haven't heard from in a while, or a situation where it's like, I always wanted to try that again. It could be anything, like even revisiting like a hobby or something, or even multiple things. The doorway is open here to revisit a multitude of things or have many things return. So there's a lot of really interesting, good stuff here, Pisces. And another thing I'm picking up, the Ten of Cups with Judgment in reverse, it's an energy that feels content, where it's like, I'm happy with how things are. Now, in life, I know a lot of us would want to strive for more. We want to strive for better. But this energy is like, I'm happy right now. I'm happy as is. So I think that's good. You can't really go wrong with that. But let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. If you kindly look in the box, we start with a bang. We start with fireworks. We have the Lovers and the Ace of Wands in the upright. Could it be an explosive talk? Absolutely. Could it be, just energy coursing through your veins? If you've been down recently, you start feeling much more energetic. Absolutely, it could be that. I just feel like something intensifies very quickly, and it feels okay to me. Moving to the middle, we have the Sun with the Two of Wands in reverse, like something either going way better than planned, or that's an unexpected win or victory or surprising one. It just shows up very strong right there, where it's like I wasn't planning on it, but I'll take it. Then moving to the back, and I would just say don't let certain things get carried away, because it's an energy where it's like I'm having fun and I don't want to stop. It's like one of those. Moving to the back end, we have the Ten of Cups with Judgment in reverse. So yeah, there could be a reconnecting of something or something that returns in a very big way. But I don't see too many hurt feelings about it, and it could just be revisiting something or just giving something another set of eyes. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they can be a good thing too. So let's get you one. What do we got in the shadows for Pisces, gang? And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. They're the ones that help me pick out the costumes. So let's get it going here. One for Pisces, gang. Thank you. Two of Swords. So it's interesting that we have the Lovers and the Two of Wands, and now we have the Two of Swords and the Shadows. And this is a card that belongs in the shadows. It's a card that shows up there quite a bit. In its classic sense, it can represent indecisiveness, not knowing what to do, similar to these cards that we spoke about a little earlier in their rougher sense. But I'm not necessarily feeling like this is a bad thing. It's a surprising energy when it shows up in the shadows. So for some of you, this could be Spirit saying, hey, Pisces, some things are meant to be a mystery, or you're going to be happy that you didn't know ahead of time. And I don't mean to sound like I'm being scary. Like to me, it kind of feels actually happy. Like, you know what? You're going to be happy that things turned out the way they did. Now, if you are going through a time where you are a little stuck, a little confused, a little indecisive about something, Spirit might be saying with this to just give it some time. Like, give it some time. Don't rush anything. Don't push it. Don't get carried away. Just give it a little bit of time. And things will start clicking into place, my good friends. So we're going to put this down right there, Pisces. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and book a personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The October schedule is up there and it's filling up quick. So if you want to have a little chat, go over there and check it out. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of the most stunning decks I've ever experienced, the Star Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments. Since last month, I asked everybody which zodiac sign they get along best with. This month, out of all the zodiac signs, which one do you clash with a little bit there? Drop it down in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.